welcome to Your Music Sucks. I'm your lovely host, Brian Beaudoin. With me is my lovely host, Craig Gass. Hi, Craig, from Sex and the City, Howard Stern. Hi, buddy. How you doing? That hit me quick. I wasn't ready for the live thing to turn on and for the thing to start. But we did it. I think it was real smooth. I think it was a real smooth operation so far.
It's a holiday week, man. It's 4th of July, and a lot of people are out celebrating. So, you know, we're not on top of our game. That's okay. Are you doing anything special for 4th of July?
No, I went golfing with my boys earlier today, and I really got no plans. My buddy used to have a really nice house on a pond that overlooked fireworks, but he fucking moved, and I don't want to go to his house if there's no fireworks.
I went to a party in Vegas. A mutual friend of ours, who's a legend in the professional wrestling community by the name of Red Cup Jeff. I've also known him as Canadian Jeff. I personally know him as DUI Jeff, and he has a party every year called the Can-Am Party, the Canadian American Party, where he invites all of his Canadian friends and American friends who are around to come over to his house, where he blasts fireworks all night long, has a laser show, lots of alcohol, and you can only listen to Canadian artists on his stereo. What's interesting is he has a ban on one Canadian artist. You can listen to any Canadian artist, all Canadian artists all night long. Can you guess who the one Canadian artist is that you can't hear at his house?
Fuck. You know what? I was gonna say the only artist should be Shania Twain, but I feel like I can get this. Go ahead. I don't want to take a guess though.
Well, it's funny because I feel like there's two obvious ones. When literally any Canadian artist, and then you think, well, he's a rock guy. He loves rock, hard rock. Like, he loves the music that I send you. He loves that stuff. So you think, okay, there's some Canadian artists like a band called Triumph who were big in the 80s. Of course, there's Rush, which are gods to people. And
Kick-Axe, aren't they Canadian? Kick-Axe?
Yeah, Kick-Axe, because we met them on the Chris Jericho cruise.
Yeah, Jericho cruise. I'm sure they played Dave Spivak. I think that's his name. He was on the cruise. He's another Canadian. Is it a big name artist? Is it a big, huge name?
Well, there's two huge name artists that you would think, okay, it's got to be one or the other. So
Bryan Adams.
Oh, no. They love Bryan Adams. They love Bryan Adams. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you, I'll narrow it down to the two, okay?
Okay.
Justin Bieber or Nickelback is banned from his house.
I gotta go. Very valid reasons for either or being banned. I'm gonna have to, for the irony of it, I'm gonna have to go with Nickelback.
You are correct.
Yes.
And not only are you correct, Red Cup Jeff was wearing Justin Bieber shorts last night.
Really?
He loves Justin.
I wasn't expecting you to say shorts right there. Yeah. I thought it would have been a shirt or a shawl.
Justin Bieber shorts. Now, here's the crazy thing. There's footage on my Instagram of the party and specifically of the fireworks show, which started at 11 o'clock last night, much to the dismay of his neighbors. His neighbors absolutely hate him. In fact,
I would want to kill him.
There was one year that I pulled up around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking around, and I'm not sure if I'm in the right neighborhood or not. I get out of my car. I see a young black dude talking to an older white lady, and they're both of them saying, "Fuck that guy. He's an asshole. That son of a bitch." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the right place." Like, I know
this is Jeff's house.
This is Jeff's house.
Excuse me, where does the asshole live?
Is this the asshole's house right here? Right here.
Next to 10th Street. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so he starts the fireworks show at 11 o'clock last night. I'm filming, and then I try to add some funny captions, load it to my Instagram. Filming, put some captions, put it in my Instagram. I'm filming. I put my phone down, and I happen to look up, and I see fireworks shoot directly at his kid who's in his swimsuit. He goes, "Ah!" And he's on fire. He jumps in the pool. And I went, did I just see that? Did that really happen? Yes, I saw that. His kid got hit in the nuts with fireworks. The fireworks.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if anybody captured the moment when his kid got hit in the nuts with the fireworks, but he was walking around for the rest of the night.
How old are his kids? How old are the? I mean, nobody likes getting hit in the nuts with fireworks, but a 20-year-old getting hit in the nuts and a 10-year-old getting hit in the nuts are two different kids.
True. I'm gonna guess 17, maybe 18, and
right when he needs his nuts the most.
Well, and that's the funny thing. He's got an ice pack on his nuts that he's walking around with, and Canadian Jeff, Red Cup Jeff, I remember saying to him as I was leaving, I said, "Man, hope your kid hope his nuts are okay." And he goes, I hope they're not, because I don't want him getting anybody pregnant for a couple of years. So I hope his nuts are messed up for a little while. And I looked over at Canadian Jeff's wife, and his wife was just staring at him like, "Did you really just say that about our son?" And there was a little bit of a standoff, and I was like, "All right, well, you guys got something to work out. I'll see you. Good night."
And that just goes to show you what the fuck. Ever since Roe v. Wade got overturned, now guys are shooting fireworks at their nuts so they don't get women knocked up.
What a great way to tie it in. Topical, man. Topical, Brian. Way to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, this is Your Music Sucks, and the whole point of Your Music Sucks is every week Brian and I get together. We are two best friends who love each other. We love hanging out with each other. We actually have some tour dates coming up that we're going to announce at the end of this episode that we're going to be doing together. And the one thing we don't see eye to eye on is music. Brian is into jam bands. I'm into heavier stuff. So once a week, we send each other one of our favorite songs and review it. So this week, I sent you a Metallica song. You sent me a Grateful Dead song. Do you mind if I go first?
Yes, you can go first.
All right.
So, with our 4th of July theme song. I sent you U.S. Blues by the Grateful Dead.
And it's funny, I didn't send you a 4th of July theme song, but I have a reason for sending you this song, which I'll get into. But you sent me U.S. Blues. And again, Brian is into jam bands. Brian is a Grateful Dead fish dude. He loves jam bands. I can't understand it. But now getting close to a year of doing these podcasts together, something weird is happening. I am not nauseous anymore when I hear Grateful Dead. I'm not feeling murderous. I'm not feeling like killing myself. I'm not thinking about hanging myself. I'm not thinking about jumping into a bathtub with a toaster. I'm not thinking about slicing my wrists. I'm not thinking about jumping out a window. I can handle these songs now. I still have issues. The song starts, and I genuinely think of Brian and how happy this music must make him. And I think that's what makes me have an easier time being able to handle these songs. So I listened to this song a few times through. It's funny, the first time I listened to it, it was going on and on and on, and I thought, it's got to be almost over. I look at the YouTube clip, and it's only 2.5 minutes. Like, I was like, how is that possible? It was only halfway through, but I still don't understand. Like, the song never, for me, I know for you, like, the continuous jam is what you love. And for me, I'm waiting for a launch. I'm waiting for a pickup, and I never get it. And the lyrics to me sound like something I could have just sketched down. Red and white, blue suede shoes. I'm Uncle Sam. How do you do? Give me 5. I'm still alive. Ain't no luck.
Ain't no luck. I learned to duck.
By the way, the next line is, check my pulse. It don't change. I believe that. I believe your pulse has not moved at all. I believe you've just been sitting there just, yeah. I think
pretty monotone pulse. Pretty consistent.
I bet we could check your blood pressure at the beginning. At the end of the song, it will not change because nothing has happened here. Stay
72, rain or shine is what it'll say.
It makes no sense. Wave the flag, pop the bag, rock the boat, skin the goat. What goat? Back-to-back chicken shack, son of a gun, better change your act. We're all confused what's to lose. You can call this song the United States Blues. And I'm like, why? What the fuck? What does this have to do with the United States? Like, Why not call it Chicken Shack Shuffle or a Chinese souffle or?
You know what? I would totally get down on a Chicken Shack Shuffle song. If there was a song called the Chicken Shack Shuffle, I don't care what genre, I don't care who sings it. I'm fucking listening. I'm gonna love every second of it.
It makes no sense to me that like we're gonna call this the U.S. Blues. There's this random combination, aside from the reference to Uncle Sam, that we're gonna call this the U.S. Blues. So it makes no sense to me. But this weird thing has happened. This is a song I would have given.
I can't stop thinking about the Chicken Shack Shuffle.
This is a song.
The Chicken Shack Shuffle. Here's what I'll do. I'll shuffle to your shuffle and I'll shuffle to your blue. Blue in the face. That's what I do. Come do the Chicken Shack Shuffle with your boots and shoes. Chicken Shack Shuffle, shuffle. Chicken Shack Shuffle, shuffle. I would love it. That's fucking great.
You know what? Tom, producer, let's make a note of this. Can we do a Chicken Shack Shuffle record and bring that in for next week's episode and have a Brian Beaudoin?
Next week. This is going to be a whole fucking production. Chicken.
All right.
I'm writing it down. Shack Shuffle.
Chicken Shack Shuffle.
Oh, God.
So, U.S. Blues, this is a song that when I first started doing this with you, on a scale of 1 to 5, I would have given it a 1 every time. And this is not an endorsement from me for Grateful Dead or Fish songs, but because I'm listening to so much of this now, I have to give it a 3. I'm going to put it right down the middle. Something about the music. And again, here's the weird thing. When you really care about somebody, as much as I care about Brian, like Brian is somebody who I care about, who I love. I want to see him happy. So when I hear this music, I don't think about how much it bothers me. I think about how happy it makes Brian. And so it puts me in a spot where I try to be more open-minded about it. And if you can think about how much your friends like music that pains you to listen to, or you might think is awful, I think it makes it easier to like that music. So I don't think I did a good job of selling this, but that's how I arrive at a 3.
That is actually a really good description, because everything I understand what you're saying. And if people do what we do, where you force your friends to listen to other music, I think they would understand it too.
Yeah.
You know, because usually when you're friends with somebody, there's a middle mix of music. You know, there's always that middle ground.
Yeah.
But for us, there's really not. There's really, really not.
Yeah. In fact, when you and I share a rental car when we're on the road, like Pearl Jam. We'll go Pearl Jam down the middle, right?
Yeah, Pearl Jam's down the middle. Prince down the middle.
What's down the middle?
Prince, Queen.
Prince. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, Prince. But for the most part, I would say we end up listening to Howard Stern.
Yeah, we listen to like talk radio or shit. Yeah,
or comedy, but we don't listen to which. We'll see what changes when we get back together for some new cities that we're going to be doing together. But I sent you a Metallica song called Fade to Black.
Yes, you did.
And had you ever heard this song before?
You know, I thought I heard this song before, but I have never heard this song.
Okay.
And when I heard this song, I wanted to call you to check on you to see if you were okay. To make sure that you didn't slit your wrist or fucking jump in a toaster bathtub or jump out a fucking window. This was like, I've never heard a suicide anthem before today. Let's say somebody was like, oh, I think I want to kill myself, and I really didn't like that person. I would say, look, man, why don't you just listen to Metallica Fade to Black and see how you feel after that? And they would surely die.
You know what? I have a reason for sending you this song, and it didn't even occur to me that you would listen to it and go, Jesus, what's wrong with
let's run down some of the lyrics so the people at home can see what I'm talking about. Life, it seems, will fade away, drifting further every day, getting lost within myself. Nothing matters, no one else. I have lost the will to live. Simply nothing more to give. There's nothing More for me. Need to end to time. Need to end to set me free. That's the first. That's the first verse. And if that doesn't cheer you up on a fucking rainy day, nothing will.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it'll pick up. It does not. Things are not what they used to be. Missing one inside of me. Deathly lost. This can't be real. I cannot stand this hell I feel. Emptiness is filling me to the point of agony. Growing darkness, taking dawn. I was me, but now he's gone. Holy shit.
Yeah.
As somebody that tried to commit suicide once, I understand every bit of this.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very sad. And when I first heard it, when I said I thought I heard it before, if I played this and Unforgiven next to each other, I think it's the same fucking song.
Wow.
Like if you, well, I think when I first heard it, I thought it was Unforgiven.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on, I want to. Okay, if you have it, why did you send me this sad song, Craig?
Well, first of all, on a scale, so at any point musically, did you pick? Because it kind of picks up a little bit, and
that's another thing. That's another thing. I was waiting for it to kind of pick up, and I'm like, all right, maybe in the end he wins and it picks up and it's a big huge jam, and it just kind of stayed monotone the whole way. I didn't love the jams. I didn't fucking hate the jams. Musically, I give it a 3. Message-wise, 1.
It's not a good message. You have a good point. It's not a good message. Well, the reason why I sent it to you is because a musician friend of mine, Randy Blythe, posted a thing on Instagram about going to visit this guy who's part of the West Memphis 3. The West Memphis 3 are, and this is a dark story, but
is it a suicide cult?
It's not a suicide cult. It is a documentary came out that was at the forefront of the obsession that we all have now about documentaries. A good story, especially a good story about an injustice, is something that will always hook people in. And over 20 years ago was a documentary called Paradise Lost, which was about these 3 teenagers from West Memphis in Arkansas that were accused of killing these 3 young children. I think it was 3 boys who were 8 years old who were found killed and mutilated. And the whole area of the country was freaked out and wanted justice. And they were all putting pressure on the police department to find who did this. And they rounded up 3 kids who were into heavy metal, who wore black T-shirts and who were outcasts in society, and labeled them as weirdos who must have done it. And in the documentary, you just hear all these people, not only in the town, but also in the justice system, saying, yeah, man, they're into black T-shirts and they listen to heavy metal. And now there's a closing argument in the case where the guy says, is listening to heavy metal bad? No. Is wearing black T-shirts bad? No. Is reading books about the occult bad? Of course not. But when you combine the 3, it was like, wait, what? And they just railroaded these kids. 3 kids who ended up on, one of them on death row for 20 years until they finally were allowed to get out. And there was a crazy update to the case that made me go back and rewatch all 3 episodes of Paradise Lost. And in the documentary, Metallica donated their music for free to be used as the directors wanted to. And Metallica's music had never been used in any commercial at the time, never been used in any movie. It hadn't been licensed in any form or fashion, but Metallica allowed the producers of this film to use any of their music with no charge because they believed in the case so much and they wanted. And this song, Fade to Black, that I sent you is is featured repeatedly in all 3 installments of the Paradise Lost documentary. I'm guessing as I'm telling you this, you've never seen the documentary?
No.
It's the first time you heard it.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this, Craig. You know what I watch documentaries on? I watch the documentary. These are the documentaries I watch, Craig. There's one on Netflix right now where the guy rigs the fucking Price is Right. I'm going to watch that one. And I watched
You're kidding. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it says Price is Right, wrong, Price is something. It's I don't know the fucking name of it, but it's on my list. And the other thing, I'm trying to think of I watch a lot of history documentaries, believe it or not. I will fucking blast through, like, you know those fucking documentaries you used to watch in school, like when you had a substitute?
Yeah.
I will fucking watch the shit out of that now. Learn how the fucking Mayans used waterways and fucking how the Romans used fucking bridges and shit, and how they invented the arch and how it fucking holds so much. Oh man, I love documentaries like that. How do you teach me something?
How do you feel about murder documentaries?
I don't like them.
No,
I don't like them.
I like. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You tell me about your murder documentaries because I got a good one for you.
I like murder documentaries if I can have the satisfaction of seeing a murderer caught and put through the system, and know that they're paying for what they did. That's the satisfaction of watching a murder documentary. The idea that anybody is selfish enough to take another life, but to see the person actually be caught, the right person to get caught and the right person to get put away is very satisfying to me. What were you going to say about murder?
Yeah, you really do. You are into those crime documentaries. You watched a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
We were together, and you know we did the fucking Dark Side of Wrestling documentary series.
We did last time.
And we watched that Aaron Hernandez gay Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God! At the Super Bowl, it was right before the Super Bowl, and we were about to get on the boat with Chris Jericho, and we watched the Aaron Hernandez thing. You know what was great about that is they were talking to Aaron Hernandez's childhood friend, and you and I kept looking at each other going, he sounds gay, doesn't he? He sounds like he's gay. And then at some point, the guy comes back on screen and he goes, yeah, I just like to kiss and hug and wrestle. And I was like, what? And then he finally came out and said, by the way, I'm a homosexual. And I was like, I knew it. I knew he was gay. Like, we both saw it. And then it ends up becoming the backstory to this Aaron Hernandez horrifying life, that he was ashamed of being gay. And that's what created all this anger inside of him. But yeah, dude, I forgot about that. But yeah, I love watching a good documentary. By the way, Brian, you and I are going to be watching some documentaries on the road because
I got to tell you about this one first. I got to tell you about the Queen of Versailles. The Queen of Versailles.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Queen of Versailles?
I have not.
You will fucking love this. It's about the Siegel family, right? This guy, David Siegel, he has Wingate Resorts, right? Big timeshare company. Okay. Right? He's worth millions and millions of dollars. He's building his wife a house based on the Castle of Versailles in France. So it's going to be an exact replica of the Castle of Versailles.
Okay.
But
oh no, the worst time you could have dropped out.
No, I'm back. The stock market crashes, right, as they're filming this documentary. So you see this family basically lose everything as it goes on, and the wife is so mind-blowingly clueless the whole time. It's great. It's absolutely wonderful.
So with the stock market crashing, they never finished the castle?
They don't. But then they're stuck. So at one point, the lady's like, yeah, so once we get more money, we'll be able to put this tile in. It's about $4 million worth of tile that has to go in. It's amazing.
And she has no idea. She has no connection to reality whatsoever.
You would fucking love this documentary.
Yeah, I remember we went down that rabbit hole of watching the Dark Side. Was it called the Dark Side of Wrestling?
Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring on Vice.
Dark Side of the Ring. So I am about to start what is called the Where Have You Been tour, starting this upcoming weekend in Atlanta, and then I go to Baltimore and New York. There's a bunch of dates that I'm doing, but the last weekend of August 25th through the 28th, and the last weekend of September, September 30th, October 1 and 2, I'm performing with Brian. The end of August will be in Providence, Rhode Island. Brian and I will be at the Comedy Connection in East Providence. And then at the end of September, Brian and I will be in Waterford, just outside of Detroit, at a club owned by a man named Stan, which is why the name of the club is One Night Stands.
Nice.
One Night Stands. You'll see Brian and I in Detroit Rock City at the end
hope
of...
they pay me with the check I have to bring to the bank from One Night Stands.
That's a great point. You know what? It will say One Night Stands on the check, so you'll have the option of either framing it or cashing it. I would take a picture of it. Take a picture of it and post it on your...
I can do the virtual deposit, and then I keep the check, so it works out, baby.
That's a great point. And by the way, while Brian and I are there, we're also going to be doing a lot of football because Brian's team, the Miami Dolphins, will be playing in Cincinnati. We'll be in Cincinnati for a Thursday night game between the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and Brian's Dolphins. And then that Sunday, Brian and I will be seen at the Seahawks-Lions game that Sunday on October 2nd. And then we'll be doing the live version of Your Music Sucks on the Sunday nights of each of those weekends. So that last Sunday in August in Providence, Rhode Island, and the last Sunday or the first Sunday of October in Detroit out in Waterford at One Night Stands, we'll be doing Your Music Sucks live. So come see the show or come to the Sunday night where we'll be doing abbreviated comedy sets and Your Music Sucks live. We should get like an audience member to bring up a song too. Don't you think?
Greg, you lost me halfway through that. I have no clue what we're doing. I know we're going to be in Providence and Detroit sometimes. And then we're going to, and then, and the show is going to be, and then we're going to do a live Your Music Sucks. And then we're going to have a tickle contest. And then after that, we're going to eat fried chicken. We're all going to do the chicken shack shuffle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the chicken shack shuffle. That's what we're doing in Detroit. And we're going to go to Cincinnati to see Joe Burrow. Look at me, Joe Burrow. My Adderall wore off. Can you tell?
I was gonna say, you're ADHD. You're doing what I always do in every conversation. There's some people who know me will see me in social situations where somebody's talking, and I'll go, and I'll just start looking around. People go, "Dude, he's talking to you," and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, hey, what, the what, and who?" That's a very interesting story. Thank you.
Yeah,
Brian,
Adderall's gone.
Tell people about your other podcast that you do that everybody loves.
It's called the Wicked Funny Podcast, and it's just more of this, just over there.
And where do people find you and your tour?
Go to IllinoisCockburn.com. It's spelled the way that it sounds.
Illinois Cockburn, exactly as it sounds. IllinoisCockburn.com. And for all the other dates that I'm doing, including Seattle and San Diego and Phoenix and Vegas and in early 2023 across Australia, New Zealand, and Asia, go to my website, getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. Brian, your music didn't completely suck this week, but I love you.
I'm going to go kill myself and listen to this song again. Your Music Sucks.